Today being the World Environment Day, we as VOT are going to appeal to all the audience about the environmental issues and how to tackle it. Issues relating to environment or the climate is one of the major problems that has been affecting each and every living being in this planet Earth. Few governments in major countries have been doing their part in bringing out summits like the Earth Summit, which is the Rio de Janeiro Summit. Then we have the Paris Agreement. Then we have recently we had Leonardo DiCaprio. After he won the Oscars, he gave in-depth lecture about the climatic conditions. So certain countries are doing their part. Is that enough? These summits and all those global appeal on the matters relating to climatic problems and the solutions on that regard, is it helping bring about a solution, bring about a change in climate? No, it's not. It is because we as human beings are not doing our part in bringing about a change. The global warming. What is global warming? An average increase in the temperature. Like, for example, we as Chennaites, we know how Chennai was 20 years back and how it is right now. There are three different climatic conditions in Chennai. We have hot, we have hotter, and we have the hottest. You get outside the house and you're going to burn your skin. You're going to have a burnt human being, 10 seconds out in the sun. And the neighboring Bengaluru used to be called the Garden City, and now it's not the Garden City anymore. It's like it's extremely hot, and people find it extremely difficult to recognize Bangalore as the Garden City anymore. It's because there is an increase in the temperature. What is the reason behind it? It is because of the climatic change. Now, how do we do our part? Of course, by planting trees. That is one of the things that each and every one of us can do. For example, now imagine a situation where it's steamingly hot and we have a shady tree right there. The shady tree will of course gives us shade from the steaming hot sun and also gives us the comfort. Now imagine if there are hundreds of trees to protect us from the steaming sun. Imagine this situation, a comfort and a beautiful place to live in. So, and that is what we are supposed to do. Now, before that, we have to understand the whole importance of having trees. For that, we have to understand the process of transpiration. So when a plant goes through a process of photosynthesis, it breathes out water vapor. And this water vapors goes and accumulates in the cloud, and which acts as a catalyst in bringing about rain and increases the rain in our city. Now, monsoon is delayed. There is heat wave everywhere, and only if we had trees, this whole situation can be brought under control. If we look at today's news, 10 among the 15 cities which is considered to be the hottest are in India. It is only because of the lack of green cover. And if we had trees, the trees would have brought about the solution to the problem that we have been facing, and also the water crisis. Because of the water, because of rain, the water crisis could have been curbed. the trees play a major role. The second thing is to plant smartly. We have to plant indigenous plants. Like we have the gulmohar, we have the neem plants, we have the banyan plants. These plants are from our country. So planting these plants would bring about an ecological balance, which in turn brings about the derived solution. Planting a foreign plant, which is foreign to this ecosystem, would not help us arrive at a practical or preempted solution, and which would only suck all the water, devoiding us of the water in turn. So smart planting is very important. We can derive an example from one of our neighbor countries, Philippines. Philippines, which has had an extreme green cover, has had a crisis very recently. They have lost about 30% of their green cover. And what did they do? The senators have presented a bill in their parliament, and they have suggested a solution which is very practicable. They said each and every student before completing their 10th grade have to plant at least 5 trees, at least 5 to 10 trees. If that is being followed up by each and every student, in a generation there will be about 125 billion trees, and in that, per year there will be about 175 million trees, and in that generation where there is about 125 billion trees, and if at least a 10% of it survives, there will be about 125 million trees which survives. Now, take that in relation to India. With this immense population, and this solution has been mimicked into our country, the green cover will be multiplied into billions and billions, and we can bring back the green cover, which would act as a solution to the problems that we have been constantly facing. The water crisis can be solved, the global warming can be solved. All these major issues that has been tackling us constantly can be curbed, and we can bring back safety to the present and the continuing generation. Now, each one of us have to do our part by planting trees. Each one plant one. If each one of us plant one trees, we can bring solution. So each one plant one, and that is the mantra. Each one plant one. Thank you.